Hello, hello. I'm going to check in with Mueller. Odd, usually it's pretty hard to feel his energy, but his energy is more open now. And it feels like they're speeding up, but they're getting ready to move forward. His energy is more open now. It was very much these are the walls, this is how this is, and we're gathering information and crossing T's and dotting I's. And now it feels more, kind of like, do you know how, if you're at the office and you're going to leave, so you stand up and you get your coat and you get your keys and you make sure that email you sent really went through, or somebody received something, or you double check on some paperwork. It feels closer. It feels more like that. But let's check in. Check in with Silent Bob. All right, Silent Bob, are you going to remain silent? And the answer I heard in my head was, no, I am not going to remain silent. He feels a little bit like he's nervous, but he is proud of what they've set up, what they've accomplished, what they've got there. This energy is so much nicer than anything else I've been reading on. Kind of like somebody who's made a movie that's going to come out, and they know the ending, and they know what it looks like, and they've seen some screenings. They've seen early screenings and putting in the final edits. And everyone on his team is thinking, oh my gosh, I get to see my family again? That would be great. There was talk that perhaps the reason that some prosecutors have gone back to their normal jobs, that they've left Mueller's team and gone back to their regular jobs, is because Rod Rosenstein gave up, had to give up some things, had to compromise with the White House in order to stay in his job. But this doesn't feel like that. This feels like people feeling like they've done a good job, and they've got a little pep to their step as they're heading back. This energy is so much nicer. In the past, yeah, everybody's been crazy. I've been crazy, you've been crazy, Trump's been crazy, Mueller's felt crazy, we've all felt crazy. And it's all revolving around the Trump money. It's all revolving around the Trump money. Getting very emphatic. Getting it very emphatically. Base of the reading, investigators, government investigators. Building a solid base, solid case, solid foundation of the reading. This feels like deflection and ducking and dodging of the different players. I'll give you a little bit. Mueller's team, I'll give you a little bit, but I'm not going to give you all of it. And other people, I'm the crusader, I'm on Trump's side, I'll never turn, I'll never flip. This nonsense. This feels really, really solid. This feels like nonsense. In the near future, yeah, this is things starting to get back to normal because things have been set up properly. Even if it's not premiere night yet. And they have a very strong case. Very strong case. And it's not going to be a bunch of hyperbole, an exaggeration, like Trump does. Home environment. In the country, there will be such a sense of relief. There is all of this pent-up anger and pain and fear. And Mueller comes with the cases, the indictments, here. And there's this huge image I'm getting in my head. I'm not saying this is exactly what would happen, but like people in the streets, but not protesting, people like women hugging each other and crying, looking up at a big television screen, or I don't know. Just something like that. Hopes and fears. I'm not sure. Let me turn on over the other cards and see if I get any more information on that. What other people see. The Republicans are going to try to say, well, Mueller's corrupt, none of this can be true, because it's going to be, actually the word I'm getting is damning. Excuse my language. But not just devastating, it's going to be, double what I said. Final outcome, very careful. Very, very just small steps to bring this out, to what goes first, who's going to step forward for very, very careful. Very careful. Double checking. Triple checking, but we've already triple checked. It's good, it's solid. Very, very careful. Let's see if we can find out more about that. Yeah, epic struggle. There may only be one major arcana here, but this is because what the Mueller team has could fill a truck, could fill. This chariot is a chariot. Obviously, is a vehicle, but it feels like there's a whole 18-wheeler behind it. Like this is there's a great big storage area behind it. It's all that they have to bring. But they're gonna have to battle. I did a reading recently, and it felt like Mueller coming up against the force of Mueller coming up against the force of Trump, and it was just wham. It was just epic. This feels like Mueller laying the smackdown. And this is Trump at first being, what, just panic, but then blowing up to full size, bigger than life. I am the emperor, Like in the third Lord of the Rings movie where they talk to Frodo tempted Galadriel, the Queen of the Elves. She all will bow before me and despair. All will love me and despair. For that one moment, what would happen to her if she did give in? That whole, or in the Wizard of Oz, the wizard, not the little guy behind the curtain, but the big smoke and mirrors and, yeah. But there's just so much of it, and it just keeps coming. This feels like relief. This feels related. It feels like finally, steadily, it just keeps coming. All the stuff starts coming out, and there's this really light, there's possibility this nightmare can end in a positive way, and then it's a matter of looking at each individual one, how it all fit together. I mean, it's a massive, all of the indictments, all of the charges, all of the, to look at it carefully. Let's see here. And again, Temperance. All right, I felt on the energy, and I even pulled a few more cards. Try to get a sense. Clarify, is this the investigation, the indictments and everything being shot down? And then the Republicans celebrating, but Trump being tempered, or is this Trump world being taken down, women celebrating, and Trump being chastened for while this plays out? So that's not sure. So that normally Mueller is the King of Swords, but this feels, as soon as I put this down, this felt like Mueller. Like he's finally able to show his emotion. He's finally able to turn off that prosecutor persona. And he's very proud of what his people have accomplished, what they've done. Bringing the sword of truth. Then I got these cards. But when I flipped this one, McConnell came into my head, where it almost feels like the Republicans step in, this would be a shock, step in and do something underhanded to try to shut it down. But there's more news. And there's even more news coming in from overseas that's heartbreaking for the cause of shutting things down, which has faded. And you have Trump really being knocked back down to size into his normal fantasy world. The rise of the feminine power in the country. So that's what that feels like. But Bob Mueller's he's really been a hero to people on the left. And I have to say, it is really nice to finally feel some positive energy coming from him. Not just a we have it or we don't have it, but a kind of starting to loosen. I wish I could sort of hand you the energy so you could feel it. But it's certainly better than all this everything else I've been reading on. So, all right. Thank you for watching.